Alrighty.
Hi, geeky people.
Hey, people. So today we're continuing our painting.
We took some time off.
Yeah, because shit happens.
And long weekends happen, and god damn it, we're allowed our time off too.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So today I'll be...
motherfucker, I forgot some... Alright, where's my gunmetal? There it is. Alright.
So today I am doing some dry brushing.
And I'm doing some wet brushing. Oh shit, I'm not even on camera.
Yeah, that's still over too.
Honestly, I don't need the magnifying glass for this sometimes.
Okay, there we go. I think I took off too much. So right now I'm just dry brushing the original red I had over the ink that I used last time. Just to get that little color back in.
And I'm just making sure that the brown is nice and full on my gun pouches.
Okay.
Sorry, not gun pouches, pistol holsters. Can you tell I'm Canadian?
There we go. Gotta be careful with the brush. Don't want to do anything you don't want to. Maybe I'm using too big of a brush.
I think you might be. For finer details, you're probably better off with this one here after a good wash.
Yep. Close.
Yeah, I was thinking that if my contract isn't picked up, to go pick up the last couple of pieces that I want for my full guard army, and then do the entire guard army while streaming.
Yeah.
and do it like over a week, and literally like, hey, this week my 8-hour-a-day job is this army, and see what happens from there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good plan.
Yeah. Although, I think I would also do it without talking. Not sure if I'm gonna turn on the chat. Probably turn on the chat.
Yeah, because you do want to reply to people who are talking.
Yeah, but like also pick up myself up a good set of earpods and
Listen
like,
to music.
exactly, while not copyright infringing.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of a wider setup on the camera. This is fine for individual minis like this, but if I want to speed through a full 2,000 to 3,000 point army in a week, I need a bit more room to work on.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so let's go with...
At least this is going by fast. Because it's literally just like, hey, look, pouches.
Let's go.
Maybe film it with my PC camera instead of my phone.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Also, my phone camera is so much better. But I am not picking up a new camera for that project.
No, unless you start really raking in the money.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to see if I pick up any viewers. Maybe advertise on Reddit and shit. Go, hey guys, if you're interested in watching, I've decided to paint a full 3,000 point army this week. Come and watch and tell me how insane I am. Let's go. And that I would absolutely put up on YouTube and shit.
Oh yeah, that little dry brush right over it.
Does such a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the one on my left, so this one here has a dry brush, the other one doesn't.
There we go. Let's focus properly.
Yeah, so the red is a little bit more vibrant.
Oh, okay, it's the red. Sorry. I
Yeah.
was looking at the blue and wondering what the hell's the difference here. No, the red, yes. The red does make it a little bit more vibrant on the edges, which is the entire point of a dry brush.
Yeah.
On the concentrated parts.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's the one that's done. Yeah, this one's the one that's done. Oh. Lately, I've been listening to VTuber drama videos.
Go on.
My God, it's hilarious at times, but sad. So you know what a Japanese black company is, right?
I do, but for the sake of people watching that don't, can you explain it?
So a good way of trying to say no, I don't. So a Japanese black company is basically a sweatshop type of environment.
Oh, I forgot to paint that gun. All right. Go on.
So sweatshop-like environment for salarymen or salary people, or
Okay.
in general.
And that shit's still legal in Japan?
Yeah, to some degree, but yeah.
All right.
So with VTubing, so there are some companies, Japanese companies, that started recruiting English VTubers from all over the world because, hey, VTubing is very popular in Japan. Let's try to, and there's non-Japanese people that watch them. Let's try to see if we can get
an expansion on your market.
Exactly, which is fairly normal.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and there were already English VTubers around. It's just that they weren't associated with any company or anything.
Yeah, they're just doing their own thing, like DK or Shy. And
when you say Shy, you mean Shy Lily or
Shy from Adeptus Ridiculous?
Okay.
She's almost never, ever on screen. You'll certainly never hear her speak. But she is the main editor for like 5 or 6 big channels. Like her job is just editing.
Yeah, but that's not a VTuber though.
She edits VTubers.
Yeah, but she's not a.
She is not a VTuber, but she's known.
She does a lot of video editing for them. Okay.
Yeah. That's how she knows, and in some like she does the Adeptus Ridiculous editing, and she's a part of the stream, even though like all of her communication is done through text.
Yeah.
She does that concept with a couple of other VTubers as well, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a VTuber, just doesn't actually appear on screen.
Well, if she doesn't talk, she's not really a tuber either.
She's in a gray area. How about that?
Yeah. Anyways. So, because basically VTubers use virtual avatars to display themselves.
Yes.
Anyways, so as I was saying, so there are 2 main groups that are 2 big Japanese companies that are currently in the market. One being HoloLive, and the other one being Nishijami Johnson. Anyways, Nisi something. I'm too lazy to Google, and I can't Google on the phone at the moment.
So we'll just call them Nisi.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, a lot of this shit has started like over the last few years with the drama, because like I'm just catching up on shit.
Rookie viewer.
But anyways, so basically the talent, which is the other word for the VTuber, are basically treated like shit in the company.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. For example, she went back to her original screen name, Doki. At the time she was, I think, Celine or something like that. Anyways, it blew up big time. So basically, at one point, she's one of the VTubers. She's part of that Nichi group, and she basically shelled out at least $15,000 for a music video out of her own pocket, because the company did not want to to do anything. Did not want to support it.
But they wanted to employ her.
Yeah, she was working for them at the time. So she was one of their VTubers and everything.
But they didn't want to support that. Okay.
Yeah, so they didn't want to spend the money that she was asking to pay artists that were working on the video and everything.
Okay.
So she basically shelled out about $15,000 of her own money.
Okay.
To pay everyone. So music video went up. It was then taken down very quickly with a very vague message as to why on her Twitter. I'm refusing to call it X. But anyway, so she removed it, stating... So it was removed. She stated that it was due to management not being okay with it. Management not okaying it and other weird shit.
What you'd think you would have done, but all right.
Yeah. But anyways, so the company then later on, oh yeah, no, there was licensing issues. We don't... and other bullshit reasons as to why they didn't want the video up.
Yeah.
Even though everyone that was in that video or contributed it had okayed it.
So basically they were like, they made her waste $15K.
Basically.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool at all.
So she also disappeared for a few days, just to later on find out that she was in the hospital.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah. Due to mental issues and trying to off herself.
Well, I mean, a bit of an extreme reaction, but yet still understandable considering all the circumstances.
So the issue is that the video was removed and the post was not made by her.
Oh.
So and then the other messages came out from her official Twitter account saying that she just got out of the hospital, she's going to take a break and whatnot. And some really weird messages because they were not using the standard...
her standard format.
In a way.
Okay.
Because basically the Japanese... when they're writing, they use a different apostrophe than North America.
Okay.
So the Twitter posts were using the Japanese apostrophe.
Okay, so it's definitely not her writing
Yeah.
it. All right.
And then later, she was terminated.
Contract released. Got
Yeah,
it.
contract released. So with stuff saying, oh, she had multiple violations of our contract and...
No, yeah, she failed to show up because of mental health reasons, which in Japan is reason for...
No, they weren't using the mental reasons.
Oh, okay.
They were, again, just trying to use the fact that the video that she posted was...
Not authorized?
Yeah.
By them?
Well, by the people and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
A lot of bullshit.
Okay.
So, anyways. So, at one point, she started using her old account, Doki. And, which she has been using since.
Okay.
And has been very successful. So, kudos to her. Yep. And apparently... when they first announced that she was out of the hospital, she was still in the hospital.
So they fumbled it. It's like, oh, look, here's another opportunity to fuck up. Let's use it.
Yeah. So they made they made the claim that she was out of the hospital and just taking a break while she was still recuperating in the hospital. She was talking to her agents and whatnot to try
and she's all in the U.S. and this is all happening from Japan.
Yeah, is she U.S. or Canadian? She's North American.
Okay.
There you go. anyways, so she was in the meantime talking to her agents, trying to work things out to get back on and whatnot. And she finds out via the Twitter post of the company that she was fired.
Which happens all too often nowadays, but you would think that companies would learn to make sure to inform their employee they're fired before tweeting about and firing said employee, but they apparently have not figured that part out yet.
Yeah. So which led her to basically making a wide ass post with a Google Docs because, of course, Twitter having a limited characters would not accept the entirety of what she was trying to say.
Very nice.
But anyways, so she basically...
Wait a second, was I muted this entire time?
I don't know. Is your mic button highlighted?
Now it's highlighted. I was muted for the entirety of the first 20 minutes we were up. Fucking screen, lads. Now I'm wondering if I was muted for the entirety of everything. No, because we had listeners interacting with us and...
Yeah.
Okay. What is it, dog?
But yeah, so anyways, so she basically put out a Google document explaining the entire situation from her side.
Yeah.
And apparently what people thought that the straw that broke the camel's back, which was the video being taken down and whatnot, was not what broke the camel's back.
What is it?
So basically, well, it technically is, but basically it was not the first time that she tried to off herself within that month. It just happened that when the video came out, she attempted it at that point. That was a second attempt.
Okay, so she was already struggling majorly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then bombshell after bombshell, stating how the company treated her.
Mm-hmm.
Again, telling how she had to pay out of pocket $15,000 for that video that had all the authorizations with the receipts, mind you. She had the receipts.
Yeah.
And also talking how she was also bullied by the other VTubers and a lot of shady shit behind the scenes.
That's great.
Yeah. So, and it came up to a point that the company also tried to use 3 of their own VTubers to make light of the situation.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause that's what we want to add to the situation. Slander.
Yeah. Which she just wanted to, she had just finished saying that, going like, hey, I want to just say this is how it actually happened. Let's just keep it at that, and that's all. But the company, wanting to not understanding good PR, did not understand that.
Of course not.
Yeah. But yeah. So she again had to talk about it again because there was legal documents that were sent to her by her lawyer to the company that were leaked to the VTubers, even though after she clearly told them not to.
This is a whole bunch of shady shit here.
Yeah.
Like nothing but shady shit.
Oh yeah. So the company basically gave legal documents, shit that was meant to be for lawyers only, like a handwritten letter. I'm saying handwritten, might have been typed, but anyways, a letter by her explaining her situation to her lawyer, that her lawyer go like, well, you know what? Let's send it to their lawyers so that they better understand our side of the situation.
And their lawyers leaked it.
Yeah, leaked it to their other talents.
Oh God, it's like I'm not sure how their legal system works, but none of this can be good, right?
No, especially since technically, it's cross nations, so it's even muddier legal wise. But yeah, fun times.
Fucking Japan.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, so since then she's been doing well.
Good for her.
Yeah, and the president of the company, I don't remember his name, made a actual video apology, one of the stupidest looking video apologies possible.
Basically, hey, my lawyers told me I needed to do this, so I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Japanese, how they also have a tendency to bow when they're apologizing and everything. It got me the hell out of.
I mean, good.
But yeah, like, for example, like, he's basically made fun of, and people are basically going like, look, he's giving a sloppy toppy. Because his face goes all the way outside of the camera's frame.
Goddamn Japan.
Yeah. But yeah. But now she's back to being an independent tuber, and she's doing great, so.
Good for her.
Yep. Okay, that's done. Okay, so the red's done. So let's wash that and move on to the next color. But yeah, I also learned some pretty interesting terms about watching those drama videos.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, so the VTuber himself will normally commission someone to make their VTuber models.
Yeah.
So apparently, those people are called model mamas and model papas.
All I'm thinking is the songs from the mamas and the papas right now. But go on.
Yeah. So basically they're the ones that usually make the art, the model, the 3D model itself, or 2D model depending on the type of character.
Yeah.
Sometimes the rigging too, I think.
Once again, this is another thing that Adeptus Ridiculous does the exact same thing on their YouTube channel for 40K lore.
Yeah.
Like, we know what both guys actually look like, but their models are so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
And then they have a few guest hosts every once in a while. Like Kirioth is another one, and he now does shows up for one session per month.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, literally all the guests
Have their own models.
Yeah, they commissioned a new model for literally all of them.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I learned that as a new term. So if you hear a VTuber talking about their mama or their papa, it might not be their actual parent, but the person that made their model.
Interesting.
Yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna be dry brushing the blues.
Right.
In other words, in other news with music, there are some people that think that Diddy might have actually been the one behind the death of Michael Jackson. Because apparently Michael Jackson was his neighbor.
That one I found harder to believe.
Yeah.
I totally believe that he's the one behind Tupac.
Yeah.
Totally believe it. Michael is a bit of a stretch.
Maybe. But basically, what they're saying is that Michael supposedly knew about the freak-offs, and when he mentioned that he wanted to save the kids...
Yeah, again.
I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but...
Yeah. That sounds to me more like somebody who's trying to rehabilitate Michael's image. Going, see, he wasn't a kiddie fiddler. He was trying to save the kids from Diddy. That's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like, but it does make sense when you know that some of the kids were paid to lie.
Michael is
It's a complicated story.
Yeah. Especially if you also understand the psychology of what was going through Michael's head as well. When you understand that this is a man that literally never
had a child.
Never had a childhood, and therefore also never had the chance to properly grow up.
Yeah.
He did not. His brain didn't function normally. It didn't mature normally. He wasn't thinking like everybody else, and some things that would seem weird to a normal adult would be perfectly fine for him because he's never had that concept introduced to him. Or worse yet, it was introduced to him, but in all the ways that people think he was acting upon other people.
Yeah.
And for him, that was the norm. Again, complicated. Don't. Moving on.
But yeah, that was just a little
Yeah.
interesting thing with everything that's going on with the whole trials and whatnot that's going down.
I mean, I fully believe Diddy's an evil man. But Michael?
Well, it was found out that he might have killed a lot more people.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why people are going like, well, maybe he is partly to blame for it.
No, but I feel like that's also people then going, oh, so he did all of those? Well, he might have done this too. And it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's not even in camera. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to hit you there. Dog's at my feet.
Yeah. There we go. Now you can look at the blues.
Hold on.
So again, left one's the one with the...
Yeah. It's not even dry yet.
Yeah, I know it's not dry, but...
Yeah. If I can see... You like you're dry brushing that?
Yeah.
You still got too much paint on it.
This one here?
Yeah. If I can see any wet streaks,
Yeah.
that means you've got too much paint. It's still wet brushing.
There we go. Dried it up.
Better, but like what makes a dry brushing technique is the fact that you're basically only applying the pigment dust after removing all the moisture. Where's my dry palette? It should be on the floor here somewhere, knocked over by the fucking gas. Like, that's why I generally, when I dry brush, also use my dry palette as a test. And basically to remove all the wet paint until I get only the dry that I want. Also, you really don't need much paint. I think you might be slightly overdoing it on the amount of paint you're applying on the dry brush. Sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to be criticizing your painting technique for the last...
Yeah, but that's the thing though, it's so fucking wet that
Yeah.
I can't help putting a lot on it.
So that means you need to take off a lot more.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Look at how much is left on it.
I know. So that's why you need the dry palette. Let me fucking find that thing. Ah. So use this to literally just brush on until you have just the amount that you actually want. So as long as you can actually see some wetness, you've still got too much. You can use the sandy rough part. It absorbs a lot.
There's a lot of cat hairs in it.
Yeah. Sorry about the kitties. Okay, Taz, I love you, buddy, but no! Alright, you can't come up on me every single time I get up. I've just decided I'm not going to jump to shades yet. I'm going to fix all the errors first. And then apply the shades. So this could get
shady.
tedious. The word I was looking for is tedious. But let's go. Okay. Let's start off with the U. Bright orange red. Yep, that's too thin. Needs pink. And this is also right here a good example of why a wet palette is also sometimes preferable. And I got one, I'm just a lazy idiot. Actually, right away this is showing me why I should in fact shade first. Alright, so shading it is. Bye bye wasted red paint. Oh well. Dark tone.
Okay, well, I'm done with the blue. Well, next colors are going to be a little bit more easier to dry brush because they're not as wet. Not as liquidy, I should say.
Yeah. No, not as wet was the right term. You had it right.
I guess you could say I was damp.
A little moist.
Yeah.
For all the people who love that word, moist.
Yes, very moist indeed.
It was more making fun of the people who hate that word.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I repeated the word.
What word?
Moist. Gotta whisper it too for the ASMR people. Moist.
Perfect timing.
Jinx.
I will not owe you a Coke. Also, my veteran definitely has a bent blade.
That's what she said.
Well played, sir. Well played.
That was a knockout.
It was something.
He was literally reeling back on that one. More than Jake Paul versus Tyson.
Yo, if you re-watch some of the highlights of that fight, you can see Tyson holding back.
I know. He was just there for the paycheck.
Yep.
Which is sad.
Yep.
But what can you do when the person that's paying you is also your opponent?
That's why no Jake Paul fight should ever be taken seriously.
Yep. Like, yes, he has trained, but it's obvious he's not at the level that most of them are at.
Nope. You good?
Yeah.
You alive?
What?
I mean, if you want to be unalived.
I'm not gonna go see Jake Paul because he's not gonna do it. Well, not with his fists. I should not be making accusations or jokes like that.
Nah. We saved those jokes for the bald motherfucker.
Bald motherfucker.
Andrew Tate.
The
bald motherfucker.
man that may have ruined a generation. Or partly ruined, I should say.
Yeah, the less attention we give that man, the better.
Yep. Oh, your computer is going down for a nap.
Yeah.
Okay, now to do the weapons. Oh, apparently you were not quick enough that it went to your lock screen.
There we go.
Alrighty. Let's go with the turret first. There we go.
Alright, got number 2. And I already need more dark tone. That's the thing about shade, it uses up fast.
Yep.
And even then, you want to try not to overdo it. Because it's very easy to overdo the shade. You know what? This dude is just gonna get a general wash.
Is that the same price as a Sergeant wash?
No, much higher price. Much higher price. Like, one's an enlisted man, the other one's a fucking general, dude. Now, I'll be honest, I don't even know if this is a good idea or not. I might have to end up repainting the entire dude. I don't know. We'll see. By repainting, I mean just like re-blackening the black that I'm now. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's right. I'm the fool that washes a black painted character.
Thank God you added painted in that sentence.
What?
I said, thank God you added painted in that sentence.
I already forgot what I said. What did I say?
Because I'm the fool that watches a black painted character.
Okay, so I'm questioning you by bringing that train of thought up right now, but
Because we don't want to get canceled.
I mean, I wouldn't be, but I'm starting to question if you might.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah, but then your exclusive streaming would be for like red pillars and shit like that, and you really want to go down that market?
You're the one that's bringing up red pillars.
All right, fair. Good job of using my own logic against me, you fuck.
And hello, viewers.
Oh, you got a viewer?
Yeah.
Well, congrats, I guess.
Alrighty, so let's get some paint on this. Move some moisture here. And then the rest of the moisture from here. There we go. Go.
Yeah, this is gonna sound a bit crazy, but a shade on top of black still brings out added shade. I can't quite explain it. It just does. I mean, like, look at this dude compared to this one. Shade on this one and no shade on this one. Like, the recesses are amplified.
Yeah.
Not much, but still a little bit of a difference.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus, I like the uniformity that it gives the entire look. Although, I'm only gonna do it with that one black guy, because I want them to have 3 different shades of black. Stop it.
I didn't say shit.
You were thinking it.
Nope. You were, though.
Schmoper.
Okay, while you're taking your little break, look up the Discord to see what I put. You should see a brand new thing under my stuff. Now where are the guys with the little guns?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And if I go on, we're gonna have a copyright, man. So I'm gonna stop, even though this is parody. No. Right. No, buddy. Sorry, no. Once I'm done the shades, I'll take you for a quick walk.
Sort here. Okay. That's done. No. What gray should I use for the backpacks? Or should I even dry brush your backpacks?
I would say no, because they're metallics and grays. Edge highlight them. That's all you're gonna need.
Yeah. Well, I dry brushed the guns, so just to get that shininess a little bit back in.
Okay.
With
But that's not so necessary with grays.
Yeah.
I'd say edge highlight and like surface highlight.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
So I guess I'm going to be changing brushes.
Cool. Could you wash that dry brush first?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. No, like it with the silver and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Because that's what I was doing when I switched colors.
Okay, thank you.
Wash, wash, wash.
Oops, that might have just passed on cam. Oh well. Does Twitch have an anti-smoking policy?
I do not know.
Alright, we might find out. Quiet. I saw your face. You were thinking.
Thinking what?
I don't know, but you were thinking of something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Alright, there I go.
Okay. Let's see, what gray should I use? No, that's got
All
no.
right.
I don't
Dog
need
wants a walk, so I'm gonna go give him a walk. I'm stopping my stream while I do that since, hey, I haven't had any viewers anyways. I'll be back after I walk the doggo.
Was it ash gray that I used on those?
Was it what?
Was it ash gray that I used on the
No,
papers?
it was this one. I believe. Although that's a darker one, so you might want to punch it up with a. If you're edge highlighting them right now, you want to punch it up with a lighter color. So you would want to use like an ash gray or even gray sear.
So use this instead of the
Yeah, because when you're highlighting, you always want to go up 1 or 2 tones. Depending on the level of highlight you want. Yes, dog! This is why I'm getting up, for you! Because you're being a bitch!
There we go.
Oh, I finished Lord of the Rings audiobook.
Nice.
I am now in the appendixes of the Return of the King,
Okay.
which are 3.5 hours long. So it's like an entire book on all of its own. And I'll be entirely honest, I'm not sure if I actually want to listen to it right now or not.
Okay.
Because I just went through about 75 hours of listening to Andy Serkis reading Lord of the Rings, and don't get me wrong, fantastic read.
Mm-hmm.
I just listened to Andy Serkis for 75 hours. You get it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so now just drop some into the palette.
So yeah, it's I've got a few other books on my collection. I've got Dune. I've got the first book of the Song of Ice and Fire. I've got a couple of other ones. And today, with my monthly credit, I picked up the entirety of the George Orwell collection.
Nice. Like as an omnibus kind of thing?
Yep.
Nice.
For 1 credit.
Yeah, I love doing that with
Yep.
credits.
87 hours of listening. Literally everything he's ever published.
And who's the
I don't know. I don't remember the name of the narrator, but I did listen to 2-3 minutes of the sample, and seemed enjoyable enough.
famous last words, everyone?
Yeah.
Hey, plate mashers. Plate smasher or plate smasher? I don't know.
Planet Smasher.
No,
Plate?
plate. Yeah, plate smasher, I think.
Yeah, Plate Smasher.
Yeah,
Sorry, we
almost there.
can't read.
Yeah.
Why do you paint?
Yeah. Can't read paint. Mm. All right. So how are you?